know, we've known each other for a long time. David Meinz, he's got the alphabet behind his name. But the most important thing David does is help folks live better, live healthy lives. And he has been touring around the Columbia, South Carolina area and came to our little church right down the road here and did 2 programs and just gave incredible information. Everybody loves him. He's single. Should I have said that? But he's on stage. David Meinz, there he is.
Hello, everybody from the Mediterranean shores. So nice to see you. I hope the wind doesn't bother our broadcast here.
Listen, I think you look great. Just as long as you've got up from here up. I hope you're not wearing like trunks from here down.
I'm not wearing anything, Jane.
That's why I love you, David. You are a lot of fun. Well, we just had the best time with you here. And can you kind of give a little, I know we didn't talk about this, but a little synopsis of why you are touring around in this area. And we flew you in from the big city of Orlando. And can you just tell the folks what you're up to?
Sure. So the theme for my tour here all week in central South Carolina has been the topic of heart health. And surprisingly, a lot of people think they've got this issue under control because their cholesterol number is good. Maybe they're on a cholesterol medicine. Their doctor is happy with their cholesterol numbers when they get their blood work. And yet, what most people don't realize is that the most common first symptom that you have something wrong with your heart is that you die. That's the most common first symptom in men and women. And I'm here to help people understand that there's more to it than they've been led to believe in preventing the #1 killer in America. That's cardiovascular disease. That means a heart attack or stroke. And I'm here to kind of shake things up a little bit because there is a great sense of complacency, especially for those people that think they've got this all under control. Look, if you weigh 400 pounds and you smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, I can predict your future. I know what's going to happen. I don't know when, but I know it's going to happen. But we've all heard of stories of people that eat right and exercise and follow the rules, and then you hear one day they died of a heart attack or stroke. That's who I'm looking for, the people in the middle, which is the majority of people watching this. You all are who we're talking to here, electronically or in person here in South Carolina.
Well, David, that really struck a chord with me. We were in Washington, D.C. with you at a conference, and you presented to the Veteran Speakers Network. And we just absolutely loved what you did. We really did. And then we signed up for the cardiovascular. Can I call it that? The cardiovascular test? Well, is that a good way to say it?
Really a carotid test. Carotid are the arteries of your neck. I will tell you, though, that some people watching may have said, oh, I've already got that test.
Yeah.
There's groups that go around the country doing this, but that's the old technology. I will tell you that we have in the last couple of years new technology that goes far beyond what that old test could do. We still look at the carotid arteries by ultrasound, but instead of looking at blood flow, we now can actually see the artery wall. And that's where the disease starts, hardening of the arteries, atherosclerosis, the thing that causes heart attacks and strokes. It starts in the artery wall, and you can see the disease years before it'll show up, for example, on a stress test. This is the best. This is the latest. Unfortunately, you won't find this technology at most hospitals and doctors' offices because insurance doesn't pay for it. Why is that? Because it's prevention. It's ironic, however, that most insurance companies don't pay for prevention, but if you have a heart attack and you survive, half the people don't make it to the hospital. But if you survive and get it to the hospital, the insurance company will gladly pay $100,000 for your rehabilitation. That's kind of backwards, if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely. You're not kidding about that. And see why this struck a chord with me in other ways, because genetically speaking, I have heart disease in my family. My father died of it. My mother died of it. And my sister died of it. So, and then 3 years ago, in a couple of weeks on my birthday, my best friend died in her sleep of, is it arteriosclerosis?
Atherosclerosis.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get over that. I mean.
And what was her age? What was her age, Jane?
She was 71.
Yeah.
But the picture of health took care of herself. Her name is Mary Johnston. And I just couldn't believe it, but I don't, it's just one of those things you can't get, like Al Walker says, you can't get a new old best friend,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. You don't have the time. We were friends for well over 40 years.
And the danger of something like that happening is people respond when they don't understand how that could happen by the answer, well, I guess you never know.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is we do now know. We can see a heart attack or stroke coming years before with the new technology, and we never could do that before. Again, that technology is called the CIMT. That stands for carotid, intimal, medial thickness. Those intima and media are layers of the artery wall. We measure the artery wall thickness. The thicker it is, the more diseased it is. And we can see the plaque inside the artery wall. We've never been able to do that before. With this new technology, we can do that, which means we can see that heart attack or stroke coming, even if you pass a stress test. That's why many people have heard stories of people that have done everything right, even passed the stress test, and died shortly thereafter of a heart attack.
Yeah. So, David, I know already we're 6 minutes in, and normally even Marie and I do like 10-minute sections here. But I want folks to know how they can contact you for more information. Can you? And I'll put a graphic up with your email or website or whatever you'd like for folks to do to contact you.
Well, that's great. We have a program. It's called 10bonusyears.com. 10bonusyears.com. It's a webinar, free webinar you can watch. It is aimed at men 55 plus, but women also get the same benefit from it. So even though I talk about men in there, women are certainly welcome in the program as well. You watch that webinar. It's free. You watch it. It's about 45 minutes. And then if it sounds like something you and or the man in your life are interested in, you can set up a complimentary phone call with me, and we'll talk about what your needs are, what we do, and see if we have a fit. So that's the model. I will also tell you, if I may, I just happen to have a copy of my book right here. It's called 10 Bonus Years.
Very good.
How you can add 10 healthy years to your life. And this is available at booksbydavid.net, booksbydavid.net. And all my books are available there.
And I hadn't even bragged on what you've done in your life. I think when you and I first met, you were telling me that you were a guest on Focus on the Family, which was the James Dobson talk show, radio show.
Right. Also his other show called Family Talk. I was on both.
Family Talk. Tell folks who are tuning in a little bit more about your accomplishments. There's so many. I don't want to miss one.
Well, that's going to take more than our 10-minute show.
We need 3 hours to talk.
Jane,
another 3 to talk about me.
Jane, I don't think your screen is big enough for all my letters here. I don't think that's going to work.
Honest to goodness, you have got the letters. Okay, you got to tell everybody of all the things you've done. Not all.
I'll brag because my mom wants me to. That's the only reason.
And your mother's 94. Is that correct?
No, she'll be 99 this year.
Oh, good heavens.
100 next year. And I said, Mom, we're going to have a big party. And she said, I don't want a big party. I said, Mom, it's not about you. It's about me. I want the big party. So anyway, yes, she's going to be celebrating her first century of life, Lord willing. And I will tell people, Jane, you know this, but my dad died young at 56. He died young from a surprise heart attack. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do today, is to help prevent people from repeating what happened to my dad, because it happens so much. You know, Jane, we had 58,000 people die in the Vietnam War. 10 years, Vietnam, 58,000 boys and girls died. Yet that's the same number of people that died just from heart attack and stroke in the United States every 5 weeks. Every 5 weeks, we have another Vietnam War in the United States. And you don't hear much about it because it often happens to people in their 70s and 80s and 90s. And somebody think that's old age, but it's now starting to happen to people in their 60s and 50s and sometimes even their 40s. And probably those folks that are watching know stories of people like that as well. And the point I wanted to make about your friend, when you say, well, we just don't know, is that we do know now. We can see it. We got better technology than we've ever had before. And you will not take any action unless you know there's a problem. Now we can identify if you have a problem long before you have symptoms, and that's the time to do it. And you know, I know a lot of your viewers are women, of course, And I hope they know this, but unfortunately, most don't. The American Heart Association just did a survey. It found out that only 44% of American women understand that heart disease is their number one health threat. Only 44% in this year that we're living in right now. That means most women think it's something else. But if you take all the cancers and all the accidents in the United States, they still don't add up to the number of heart attacks and strokes in the United States.
My goodness.
So it's important to realize what the biggest health threat is to women. A woman is more likely to die from a heart attack than a man is. And the reason for that is she doesn't look like she's having a heart attack in many cases. A man having a heart attack has an elephant on his chest and his arm is hurting on the left arm. A woman having a heart attack often does not have chest pain, but she has nausea. She has just dizziness, other issues. But you know what it looks like? It looks like an anxiety attack.
Oh.
She gets misdiagnosed a lot of times. And when she goes to the emergency room having a heart attack, they think anxiety attack. Ma'am, would you please wait over there while we wait on this guy who's having a heart attack? And she's having the same problem. That's why more women who have this disease die from it than men do.
My goodness. Well, we're just getting started good, and we're until 11:30, and we're going to come back in, and this will be week 1. You all have to tune back in for week 2, and we're just going to continue. And I'm going to ask David some interesting questions coming up about what women should be taking for supplements or eating right. And I want to say a little bit about David's diet. Made me nervous cooking for him, but I did good, didn't I, David?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right, go right ahead. All right, I'm done. Okay. We'll come back in because he's got a wealth of information. This is my good friend David Meinz. Eva Marie's going to be joining us, and we're excited. So until next time, David.